What if I told you that the most beautiful part of your garden could come from something most people throw away? What if old tires, dirty, worn, forgotten, could be transformed into swings, garden beds, rustic benches, and even cozy living room furniture? Welcome to Arkan Aesthetic Studio, where design meets intention, and today, we're diving into the world of recycled tire creations for both garden and home. This video is packed with ideas, and we've made it easy with timestamps in the description, so you can jump to the inspiration that speaks most to you. But more than just watching, I'd love to hear from you. Which design spoke to your heart? Where are you watching from? Or maybe, share your own dream idea. Who knows? It might be our next feature. Maybe to you, I'm just another face on a screen. But behind this content, there's a real story and a real family. This isn't just a video. It's a piece of my heart. Every like, every comment, every subscribe, it truly matters. When you hit that subscribe button, you're not just helping a creator grow. You're helping a dream stay alive. You're giving a small family hope, one click at a time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for seeing me. One backyard trellis tunnel garden. Somewhere in a quiet backyard, where the breeze hums softly through the trees and birds whisper the morning's secrets, there is a garden, not grand by size, but rich in intention. It begins with a humble arch. A trellis tunnel, handmade from metal frames, curves gently over a narrow dirt path. It doesn't shout for attention. It simply exists, quietly, beautifully, like a poem written in green. From its spine hang curling tendrils of cucumber vines, reaching upward, stretching out, clinging to the light with hope only plants can teach us. Beneath this leafy cathedral, the ground is lined with what once was discarded, old car tires, now reborn. No longer forgotten or thrown aside, they are painted by the passing of seasons and filled with soil and life. Each tire cradles a young bell pepper plant, leaves open like tiny hands toward the dappled sun. The contrast is striking: soft vines and strong rubber, delicate growth and industrial past. Yet they coexist in perfect harmony, woven together by purpose. This garden doesn't just grow vegetables. It grows resilience, creativity, and a quiet defiance against waste. Here's the beauty: this haven didn't require a fortune. Just vision, time, and care. Tires that might have spent decades in a landfill now nurture life. The trellis? Simple materials, rebar, mesh, even salvaged fencing, repurposed with grace. What matters isn't perfection. It's the story each element tells. And walking through this garden, one cannot help but feel it. The warmth of sustainability, the calm of greenery, the gentle pride that comes from building something with your own hands. If you're dreaming of your own green corner, let this be your spark. Let go of the idea that beauty must be bought. Let your backyard, no matter how small, become a place where old things find new meaning, and every step through it feels like a quiet celebration of nature and ingenuity. Because in gardens like this, we're not just growing food. We're growing stories. We're growing peace, and we're growing hope. Two polka dot tire swings. In a quiet corner of a sunlit backyard, Joy swings gently beneath the branches of an old tree. Here, laughter doesn't need to be loud. It simply drifts in the wind, carried by memories being made. 3 colorful tire swings sway with the rhythm of summer, their ropes tied with love, their surfaces dressed in cheerful polka dots like freckles on a happy child's face. What were once old, forgotten tires, worn by miles and years, are now reborn in a celebration of play. Each one is painted in bold, playful hues. A bright blue here, a sweet pink there, all dotted in white like confetti frozen in time. The transformation is simple, yet magical. Proof that joy doesn't have to come in plastic packaging or at high cost. Sometimes, it comes from paint, rope, and a bit of imagination. The swing closest to the tree cradles a cushion. A small touch, but thoughtful, inviting not just children, but anyone with a child's heart to sit, to sway, to dream. There's something deeply grounding in spaces like this, where nature, creativity, and sustainability blend without pretense. A tree offers its sturdy arms. A tire finds a second life. And we are reminded that beauty often lies in what we choose to preserve rather than discard. If you have a shady tree and an old tire lying around, you already have the beginnings of a story like this. Add color, add care, and you'll not only build a swing, you'll craft a memory. This is more than DIY. It's an invitation to slow down, to rediscover wonder, to gift your home, your garden, your children, a corner of carefree joy that the world so often forgets to pause for. Because when a swing sways softly in the breeze, the world, just for a moment, swings with it. Lighter, freer, happier. Three, Minimalist tire pepper bed. In the stillness of an afternoon garden, where sunlight filters gently through leaves and shadows stretch slow across the lawn, a quiet transformation takes root. Laid across the grass in a neat rhythm of circles, old black tires, once worn and weary from endless roads, now serve a gentler purpose. They cradle life. Within each ring, soil holds a promise, and from that promise grow bell pepper plants, their fruits dangling like ornaments of hope, green and red, bold and full. These aren't just vegetables. They are symbols of resilience, nurtured in a space where form meets function, and waste becomes beauty. There's something deeply grounding about this minimalist garden. No frills, no concrete borders or polished beds. Just the contrast of dark rubber and vibrant life, simplicity embraced with intention. Each tire rests directly on the earth, forming raised planters that warm the soil and keep the garden neat, contained, and quietly stunning. And it's practical, too. A humble solution for those with limited space or budget. Tires retain moisture well. Their shape defines boundaries effortlessly. And best of all, they give you a chance to contribute to something bigger, a sustainable way of living, one repurposed object at a time. If you've ever looked at a scrap tire and only seen junk, maybe it's time to look again. See the garden it could hold. See the hands it could free from digging trenches. See the color it could bring to an overlooked corner of your yard or balcony. Because in these quiet black circles, something powerful is happening. The act of growing, of reclaiming, of choosing purpose over waste. And when the peppers ripen, when the garden thrives, you'll realize this isn't just about planting food. It's about planting hope in places we thought were empty. Four, wall-mounted tire bloomers. There is a quiet charm in the way nature reclaims forgotten things, in the way something once cast aside finds new purpose, not just functional, but beautiful. Along a simple wooden wall, time seems to slow. Black tires, once hardened by roads and weather, now cradle life. Mounted in rhythmic rows, they form a vertical garden that spills color, scent, and softness into the space. These are no longer tires, they are cradles of joy. Each one holds a burst of life. Pink blooms unfold like morning smiles. Green leaves cascade like whispers of wind. Some vines spill downward, delicate and generous, as if trying to touch the earth from where they once came. This isn't just decoration. It's conversation, between old and new, between stillness and bloom. The design is refreshingly simple, but it sings. Ideal for those with limited space or a longing to soften a harsh wall. This vertical planter is more than a gardening trick, it's a philosophy. A choice to see potential in what others discard. A way to bring softness to hard surfaces and life to overlooked corners. And it's practical. The tires offer structure and insulation. They hold soil well, and when painted or left bare, they contrast wonderfully with lush greens and florals. The wall stays tidy, yet bursts with soul. Each layer of plants rises upward, creating a living tapestry that changes with the seasons and with your care. Even the smallest backyard, the narrowest alley, the loneliest fence, they all deserve beauty. And beauty, as this wall gently shows us, doesn't have to be bought. It can be built, it can be grown, and sometimes it can begin with nothing more than an old tire, a bit of soil, and a dream that flowers. Five, stacked tire bloom tower. In the heart of a peaceful garden, where gravel paths wind gently through beds of color and birds call softly from the trees, something unexpected rises, quiet, cheerful, and full of life. A tower of tires, painted in soft earthy tones, stands proudly like a sculpture shaped by both nature and imagination. Each layer cradles a bloom, geraniums, petunias, pansies, in shades of lavender, coral, and crimson. The flowers spill from the rings like laughter, tumbling over the edges in waves of joy. This isn't a monument to wealth or precision. It's a celebration of simplicity, of taking what's old and giving it a new voice. These tires once rolled across dusty roads, endured the sun and rain. Now, they rest, holding beauty instead of burden. The vertical design is practical and poetic. A space saver for small gardens, it draws the eye upward, creating drama in a modest footprint. Ideal for courtyards, urban corners, or even the center of a circular flowerbed, it adds vertical rhythm to flatland. The structure is anchored around a simple pole, allowing each tire to balance gracefully, each bloom to be seen, felt, and appreciated. This floral tower is more than a clever use of materials. It's an invitation to think differently, to garden creatively, to see beauty in what others overlook. If you listen closely, the garden whispers something tender here. That sustainability can be soft, romantic, and full of charm. That reusing isn't about making do, it's about making magic. And that with a bit of love, a splash of paint, and blooms grown with care, even a stack of old tires can wear a crown. So next time you see a discarded wheel, imagine it holding flowers, not dust. Imagine it upright, alive, and imagine the world a little more colorful, because you dared to plant something where others wouldn't. 6. Cozy tire lounge seats. In the gentle light of an afternoon sun, laughter lingers in the corners of a garden where imagination takes shape, not in bricks or metal, but in color, softness, and play. Here, a row of seats waits quietly beneath a leafy canopy. But these aren't ordinary chairs. They're made from what the world once tossed away: tires. Now transformed, now treasured. Painted in cheerful hues of yellow, red, and green, they carry the warmth of renewal. Each one is curved into form with care, topped with a soft round cushion and a pillow that smiles back. Lions, giraffes, gentle creatures from stories untold. There is something deeply comforting in their form. The way the tires cradle the seat, like a gentle arm around your back. The way the earth tones of the garden blend with bold colors, playful but grounded. It's a space that welcomes children and the child in all of us. A corner for reading, daydreaming, or simply watching the leaves dance in the breeze. This design isn't complicated, but it speaks volumes. It tells of a future where we don't need to buy new to create comfort. Where what's old can become something joyful again. The tires are strong, their roundness inviting. They're low to the ground, perfect for little legs, or for curling up barefoot with a book in hand and the scent of soil nearby. It's more than seating. It's an idea that sustainability can be soft and whimsical. That an eco-friendly lifestyle can still be full of character, charm, and laughter. So if you have a space in your garden, your school, your cafe, consider this. What if the best seat in the house used to roll down a road? What if comfort was something you created, not just bought? In places like this, even sitting becomes a story, and every circle holds a beginning. Seven, tire and timber garden bench. In a quiet garden where flowers bloom with patience and the earth smells gently of mulch and morning rain, there sits a bench. Not just any bench, but one that carries a story in every slat, every curve, every choice. Crafted with warmth, this seat marries two worlds, strength and stillness. The base is made of old tires, their journeys long past, now painted in soft earth tones of red, green, and black. Their treads speak of roads once traveled, now offering grounding and support. Above them, planks of natural wood stretch across with simple grace, forming a resting place for gardeners, children, or anyone passing by who needs a pause. There is a beautiful honesty in this design. It doesn't pretend to be perfect, but it is complete. The colors blend into the garden around it. Vibrant but not loud, functional but not forced. It belongs here, between vegetable beds and wildflowers, under the shade of young trees. The beauty of this bench lies not only in its form, but in its message. That comfort doesn't have to be expensive. That something once forgotten can be part of a future that's more thoughtful, more kind. This is sustainability that feels like home, where reuse is not just a principle, but a part of life's rhythm. Strong enough for community, soft enough for a moment of quiet. So whether placed in a school garden where children learn with dirt under their nails, or in a neighborhood park where stories are shared under the stars, this bench becomes more than furniture. It becomes a gathering place, a reflection of values, a circle made whole again. And perhaps the next time you walk past an old tire or an unused plank of wood, you'll see not waste, but a resting place waiting to be made. Eight, Rustic rope tire ottoman. In the calm of a living room where the afternoon sun spills softly onto woven rugs and wooden textures, there rests an object that tells a quiet story, not with words, but with presence. At first glance, it's a simple ottoman, neatly rounded, wrapped in coarse, warm-toned rope that feels both grounded and inviting. But beneath this gentle exterior lies a humble foundation, a tire. Once part of something fast-moving and rough-edged, it now sits still, transformed into something tender, textured, and useful. Each loop of rope spirals with intention, starting from a central point, winding its way outward like a handmade memory. The form is tactile, calming. It invites hands to touch, feet to rest, books to be placed, or guests to sit a little longer. This is not furniture that shouts for attention, it whispers welcome. What makes it beautiful isn't just the design, but the idea behind it. That comfort doesn't have to cost the earth. That elegance can be found in reuse. And that your living space can reflect not just your style, but your values, ones rooted in care, simplicity, and thoughtfulness. To make something like this, you don't need a workshop or special skills. Just a clean used tire, a round board for the top and base, a length of natural rope, some adhesive, and time. Not rushed time, but mindful, peaceful time. The kind of time that turns crafting into a form of presence. Placed in a corner beside a cozy chair, or at the center of a boho-style room, this ottoman becomes more than an object. It becomes a moment, a grounding point, a small circle of stillness in a busy world. Because sometimes, all it takes to feel at home is a place to rest your feet, especially one that reminds you, beauty can begin anywhere, even from what was once forgotten. Nine, tire-stepped grass path. Along a soft green hillside, where the earth gently rolls like a lullaby and shrubs bloom in hushed shades of ruby and jade, a quiet path rises, not paved in stone, not laid with brick, but shaped by intention. Old tires, sliced in halves and nestled into the slope, become humble steps. Worn rubber meets soft soil. Man-made form meets wild-grown grass. And together, they create something beautiful. A pathway that climbs, curves, and breathes with the land. There is poetry in the way this design blends into its surroundings. No harsh lines, no overbearing structure. Just a trail that feels as though it was always meant to be there. Each step is sturdy beneath your feet, yet gentle to the eye. A rhythm of black and green that leads you upward, effortlessly, like the lyrics of a song you didn't know you remembered. Beyond its beauty, there is deep practicality here. The tires hold their shape through seasons of sun and rain. Their placement follows the natural contours of the hill, reducing erosion, guiding feet, offering safety. No concrete was poured. No grass was sacrificed. And yet, access is granted. Flow is created. And nature is honored. This kind of design invites us to think differently, to shape our spaces not with dominance, but with respect, to reuse what we have, to build with care, and to walk gently, not just on the path, but through life. So if you ever find yourself with a slope and some spare tires, remember this. You don't have to level the hill. You just need to listen to it. Let the steps follow the story the ground is already telling. And in return, it will carry you upward. Softly, surely, sustainably. 10. Tire brick garden well. In a quiet corner of the garden, beneath the soft dappled light of leafy trees and the laughter of rustling petals, stands a little well, not deep, not old, not filled with water, but filled instead with story, charm, and quiet intention. Built not from bricks or stone, but from recycled tires, this garden well rises in gentle layers. Their round forms, once made for movement, are now still, stacked in a playful imitation of tradition. A wooden roof, simple and sturdy, shelters the space with a soft nod to old-world design, as if it had been there forever, listening to the seasons pass. From its beam, a white pot swings gently, holding blooms that spill joyfully over the rim. Below, where once water might have shimmered, there is now soil, perhaps cradling a fern, or filled with flowers that glow brightest under the afternoon sun. This piece is more than a decoration. It's a conversation between past and present, between utility and beauty. The tires, once forgotten, are reborn with purpose, their dark surfaces softened by grass and bloom. The wood, warm in tone, adds a handmade grace. Together, they form a feature that draws the eye and soothes the soul. A perfect centerpiece for a backyard that values both nature and imagination. And for those who wonder how to create such beauty, know this: it begins not with tools, but with a shift in how we see. To look at waste and instead see potential. To see an old tire not as a burden, but as a base. As a building block for something playful, rustic, and unexpectedly poetic. Because not all wells need to hold water. Some, like this one, hold wonder. And in gardens like these, that's more than enough. (11) Tire tread safety steps. At the edge of a home, where the indoors gives way to open air, and soft light spills onto terracotta pots, even the smallest transitions can carry meaning. These steps, solid and quiet beneath your feet, are not just a path to the garden. They are a story of transformation, told in black rubber and grainy tread. Look closely and you'll see. The surface is lined with flattened tire strips, once spinning fast through streets and seasons, now grounded, reimagined, offering grip, resilience, and purpose. Each step is a subtle blend of utility and care. The textured surface doesn't just look bold with its industrial charm, it provides safety, too. On rainy days, the ridged pattern holds firm underfoot. On sunny ones, it warms in silence as the flowers bloom nearby. This design isn't loud or decorative. It doesn't beg for attention, but it's honest, strong, thoughtful. It takes what was once discarded and gives it a role again, not hidden away in the back, but right where the home opens to the world. Around the stairs, terracotta pots bloom with life, green leaves, violet blossoms, the gentle play of shadow on stone. Nature and reclaimed material share the stage here, each enhancing the other. The contrast is quiet, yet grounding. It reminds us that sustainability isn't always a grand gesture. Sometimes, it's just choosing to build with what we already have. Because in every home, there are small steps we take daily. And when those steps are lined with care, with intention, with a story, they become more than function. They become part of the way we live gently, part of the way we move forward, mindfully. If this video meant something to you, please know that subscribing means the world to me. You're not just supporting content, you're supporting a dream that keeps my family going. Thank you, truly.